Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. What can I say? This team, just when you think to yourself, yeah, man, we've turned a corner. This team, we're on the rise. They just bring you back down to earth with an absolute bump. That's what happened yesterday. Knocked out of the FA Cup in the third round, a cup competition that we hold dear to our heart as Arsenal fans. We've won it the most times. We love this competition. And to see the way the team went out with a whimper yesterday was really startling to watch. I mean, how they didn't know that Nottingham Forest were going to be honest like that. It's almost like we didn't know, we didn't turn up. It was poor. I mean, it was summed up by Nuno Tavares being substituted after about 30 minutes. He thought he was going for a stroll in the park. And so did a lot of the other players. It was a really, really poor performance and made us just wake up a bit and realize that Arsenal's first 11, guys like Tomiyasu, Gabriel, these sort of guys in the starting 11 is good. The guys who come in as a backup at the moment, not ready, not good enough. It was a really, really poor performance. I love the initiative of wearing the white kit. That was brilliant, to highlight the anti-knife crime message. But that was about all I liked from that game. And I just looked in that game and I thought to myself, there's a lot of players there. And you can see two of them in that picture in Eddie Nketiah and Cedric, who are the guys who want to play week in, week out, who just showed us yesterday that they don't deserve to play week in, week out. Eddie Nketiah, who's been telling us, after that last game against Sunderland where he scored that hat-trick, he was talking in an interview after the game about how he wants to start and play every week. Well, you've got to earn that. And, talking about, that's why I might move because I want to make, you're at Arsenal Football Club and you have a chance to start every week right now if you deliver the goods. And again, yesterday was just not good enough in front of goal. And is it time for Arsenal to cash in on Eddie Nketiah? Just clear out now with some of these players, because if he wants to go, which he hasn't signed a new contract and his contract is up in the summer, and we've got clubs at the moment like Brighton, like Crystal Palace, Bayer Leverkusen, all of these clubs said to be interested in him. Should Arsenal cash in immediately this January and just, see what we can get for him? Because in the summer, he walks away for nothing. And right now, would he really be missed that badly? I'm just, listen, maybe I'm being a bit harsh and a bit cold today, but this is the reality of football. He's going in the summer. He said himself he's not signed a new contract. So surely Arsenal try and move him on this month, because the other thing is as well with a lot of these players, now that we're out of the FA Cup, we've got a possibility of 3 games left in the Carabao Cup if we can get past Liverpool, which after watching yesterday is going to be a tough ask. That's all. After that, all we've got are the league games. That is it from now till the end of the season. I think 18 Premier League games. That is it. So even having a big squad right now with loads of players, they're not going to really play, because for me personally, if I was Mikel Arteta, I'd be looking to play the strongest 11 from now till the end of the season, unless there's injuries, because it's not like you got to worry about, we've got an FA Cup game at the weekend so we can rotate, or we're playing in the Europa League so we can rotate. We haven't got any of that. So just go with the strongest team week in, week out, which means that some of these players may not figure, which means that you can move them on. Cedric's another one. We've heard rumors that Atletico Madrid would like to acquire him. Of course, Kieran Trippier is left. Now, for me, if it's a loan move from now till the end of the season, probably doesn't make sense for Arsenal, because, we do need cover for Tomiyasu, who had a tight thigh yesterday, so couldn't play. So we need cover for Tomiyasu because injuries can still happen. But if they want to buy Cedric, for me, again, it would be a player for me I would clear out this, you know, this January transfer window. He's been at Arsenal now for a little bit, hasn't really done it, has he? He hasn't really earned the right to start as that right back week in, week out. And again, yesterday for the goal, I thought he was one of those players that didn't track his runner, and we ended up conceding that goal. So could Cedric be on his way out to Atletico Madrid? Another player that's been linked with a move to Spain is Pablo Mari. Now, he didn't play yesterday. Didn't even get on the pitch. Seems to me like he could be on the move. I've told you guys already about linking him with a move to Flamengo. He's also been linked with a move to Villarreal. And he's said to be quite keen on moving away. Again, he hasn't figured. We do need cover, right? We do need cover. But for me, these players are cover only. That is it. They're not starting for me. I mean, he doesn't get nowhere near ahead of Gabriel, but we do need cover, so we do need to be sensible. But he has been linked with a move to Atletico Madrid. Kolasinac, who came on yesterday, I didn't see the sense in that, even for the guy himself. You know, I mean, to come on with about a minute left. But Kolasinac came on. I mean, we need a goal. We're bringing on Kolasinac. Again, that was a real strange one for me. But he's in talks, apparently, with a move away to Marseille. If that's true, why are we bringing him on? Was it just to show Marseille that, you know, he can actually play? You know, he's been out injured. He's had COVID. We've known that. But again, a player, time's up now. Move these guys on. You know, the games are not even going to be there for them to play. As I said, we're out of the FA Cup, no Europa League. We're out of these competitions. Just go with the strongest 11 from now till the end of the season. The target now is to get into the top 4. That is the target. We can still do it, but we've got to have big performances from now till the end of the season. And also, it's painfully obvious after watching the game yesterday that we have to strengthen. Lots of people have spoken about striker position. Yes, I think we could get by. But where I do feel that we really have to strengthen is the midfield area. I know Thomas Partey's away with the African Cup of Nations. El Neni's away, but for me, I class El Neni as a backup. Xhaka, we know, was out injured yesterday, so he couldn't play. But we're still light in that area. Albert Sambi Lokonga, I think, is a great prospect. I think he's going to be a top player, but it was his mistake yesterday that led to the goal. He's had a couple of those this season. I don't think he's quite ready yet for first team, first team football. To be starting week in, week out, he's not ready for that yet. He's not, he's the Premier League. He's stepped out from the Belgium League into the Premier League. It's completely different. A guy could really have benefited from us being, say, in the Europa League and him getting games in that, or a prolonged FA Cup run. But as I said, his mistake yesterday, for me, I think he's going to be a top player, but right now he's not there. He's got more work to do. We need to get ourselves an experienced midfielder in that area. Should that be Bruno Guimarães, as I was told yesterday, I should pronounce it. 24, experienced, Brazilian, playing for Lyon, really good on the ball, doesn't lose the ball. The reported fee there's 27 million, but Lyon reportedly want 40 million. Now, I just look at it and I say, Arsenal, if you're serious about trying to get into this top 4, we need someone in that midfield, even for Thomas Partey, because we know about Thomas Partey's injury record since he's been at Arsenal. We need cover, but good cover. Somebody who comes in, or sometimes it could be a Bruno Guimarães and Partey. Have those options, top quality options, to try and get into the top 4. Brighton have named their price for Yves Bissouma, and it's £50 million, and it's a whopping fee, and I know that. But this guy is quality. For me, again, a guy who would just drop into Arsenal and would be absolutely perfect for what we need. We should have bought him at the start of the season. We all know that. We should have bought this guy at the start of the season. I know he's away at the African Cup of Nations, but for me, would still be the perfect signing. Go big. I know it'd be very expensive. Go big. And then have him and Partey in your midfield, Odegaard. You're starting to look like a team that is serious about trying to get that top 4 spot. There are other options as well. Denis Zakaria. Now, again, his contract is up with Borussia Mönchengladbach in the summer. I think maybe you could possibly get him even cheaper than that reported fee at the moment because his contract is up. He can walk away for nothing in the summer. Yes, we can make a move for him in the summer. Experienced player, 25, plays for Switzerland, but we need a midfielder right now. So why not go try and put a little fee in and try and entice him away from Gladbach early? Would be a quality player to put into that midfield area. That is one that Arsenal should consider. There's a player that I mentioned yesterday, Arthur Melo. He plays at the moment at Juventus. When this guy came from Brazil, he was a top prospect. But playing in Brazil, and there's no disrespect to Brazil because they produce some of the best footballers in the world. But it's a different type of football when you play in Brazil. You get a lot more time on the ball. In Europe, he's found it difficult, when he first came in at Barcelona with the pressing game, lack of space. Again, at Juventus, slightly found it more harder, but he's a quality player. Might be worth Arsenal taking a chance and trying to get him on loan from now till the end of the season. Never know. This could be one that could happen. He is one of the players that Arsenal are reportedly looking at bringing in on loan. If Arsenal are going to bring him in on loan, get him now as well. That's the other thing. Why have we waited? I don't understand really what's gone on here, that we let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go, who incidentally was playing right back for Roma. And I always thought he said he always wants to play midfield, but he's playing right back for Roma. But we let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go, and we've left ourselves so short in midfield. And now we've got the Liverpool game coming up. And, home and away. We got the Tottenham game coming up. And as it stands, that will be Sambi Lokonga and maybe Xhaka. I think we need to go out and get a midfielder in the next day or so that he could be ready for possibly that Liverpool game or the second leg of Liverpool and the Tottenham game at the weekend. So that's, to me, how desperate. I'm very worried about that position at the moment going into those big games. So a move for Arthur. Yesterday, I spoke about Danilo. He was another player that we've been linked with. Top prospect, plays for Palmeiras. They won the league in Brazil last year. They're playing in the Super Cup, Super World Cup they're playing in, and he's said to figure, but we could prize him away. He's a top prospect, but again, 20 years old. Bit like Sambi Lokonga, a young guy. He's going to come over, like I just said about Arthur, when he first came from Brazil, as, Messi describing him as, the next Xavi. That's what they were talking about. Messi was saying how good he is on the ball, but he struggled to adjust. As I said, Sambi Lokonga over there in Belgium, raving about him they were. Great on the ball, good player, captain of the club, bursting into the Belgium national team. But he's had to adjust to the Premier League, and it's a different type of league. So that's where I feel an experienced player is required in that area right now for what we need, which is to try and get into the top 4 this season. That would be massive if Arsenal could do that. And that's all we got left now, apart from the Carabao Cup, after getting knocked out of the FA Cup. So does yesterday's result really sort of kind of change a lot of things around the thinking of the transfer window? For me, it changes 2 things. Midfield is the priority right now from what I saw yesterday. And we need the signing urgently. We can't be getting these players in at the end of the transfer window. It makes no sense. They should be here already. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? I would love to hear from you on the subject. Who do you think needs to go at Arsenal? And what do you think we need right now? What's the most important signing Arsenal should make? And when should we make that? Because for me, time's running out already in the window. We can't be going to the last days of the window. The players from the African Cup of Nations will probably be back by then. Do it now. Let's try and win these next few games. They are huge. I was looking at our running. This Tottenham game is so important. We can't afford to lose that game. A draw wouldn't be the end of the world. A win at Spurs would be an amazing result, which could really push us on for the rest of the season to get into the top 4. It's massive. So if we're going to get that player and we've got to pay a bit over the odds, do it and get them in now. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to check out all of the videos from yesterday's game against Nottingham Forest. Obviously, the fans weren't too happy about it. I don't think they were crucifying the team because, you know, we have seen improvements in the team. We did kind of recognize it as a bit of a blip, but listen, the FA Cup is dear to the fans' hearts, and we didn't like what we saw yesterday, and nor did Mikel Arteta, and that's why I apologized about it. So make sure you check out those videos, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.